Hello, welcome back to the Ball Games 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about a 2002, wait for the box to make up noise, 2002 Spiel des Jahres winner Villa Paletti. This is a dexterity game where you'll be using your different kind of blocks to build a tower, using a hook to hook out your blocks to build another level without letting the tower fall on your turn. So I'm going to be telling you what we do like, what we don't like. We'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not Villa Paletti is still worth playing 17 years after it was first released. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below and we'll see you after this. Board Games 4K. So, Villa Paletti, how'd you play this game? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to assign each player a number of special blocks, and you'll put these in front of you, and you'll be using these to build different levels of the tower in the game. So the first thing that you'll do is everybody will place a number of blocks on the starting area in any order they want. And you'll assign one player the builder's seal, and they will be the first player. And their first job is to take the first level and place it any way they see fit onto the blocks that have been placed out onto the main board. So the next thing you'll do when it's your turn, you will either take this hook or you'll use your fish fingers, and you will attempt to remove one of these blocks from the bottom layer of the structure without knocking it down, and then you'll take your piece and you'll place it on top of the structure, just like that. So on your turn, you can say to the other players that you don't think you'll be able to move one of your blocks from the level that's in play. And if you do that, then all the other players then get the chance to object to your claim. And if somebody objects, then they get the chance to remove one of your blocks from the level that's in play. And if they're successful, your piece goes out the game for good. If they fail, then the original player can then take one of their blocks and remove it from the game. So there you go. So one of the things about this game is each piece has a varying level of points assigned to it. So the smaller pieces are worth less than the bigger pieces, right? So once the green floor has been placed, then the contest for the Master Builder seal takes place. And then the first player to place a piece onto the green space will take the Master Builder seal and have their colour facing upwards. And then the next player who gets a better score than the person who's got the Master Builder seal will then take the Master Builder seal off them. But the colour of the player who last had it is kept face up, just in case the tower falls when they're taking their next go. So you'll keep doing this, you'll keep building and building and building until eventually the tower collapses, and the winner is the player who owns the Master Builder seal. And if the player who owns the Master Builder seal makes the tower collapse, and the player whose colour is on the Master Builder seal will win Villa Paletti. So what do we like about Villa Paletti? Hang on. Hello? Hello, Mum. So the first thing that we like about Villa Paletti is that it takes no time at all to play. You can have multiple games of this, and it is quite a skillful game as well. Using this hook is a novel way of interacting with the pieces, right? And you do feel as the more you play it, the better at it you're going to get. And it's a great game for new gamers because everyone's played Jenga, haven't they? And this is a sort of a throwback to that sort of that Jenga thing, but it definitely is a step up from that. So new gamers can identify with this game. They've already played it, haven't they? They're looking at it thinking, wow, what are these weird pieces? What are they for? We haven't seen anything like this before, but we've seen the game in action before, right? So that's the first thing that we really like about it. It's good for new gamers, and it doesn't take too long to play. So the second thing that we like about Villa Paletti is the fact that it does create a sense of tension when you play it. The further up it goes, like all these dexterity games, I mean, Super Rhinos like this sort of gives a similar vibe, don't it? But the higher up you go, the more tense it gets, and the more DTs you get. It's like an alcoholic putting vodka on his cornflakes. Yeah, it really does get you tense. And we've played this, and people tend to sort of look down. They see looking for gaps underneath, and they're looking for the right piece, and it really does create a really nice sense of tension. And we can see why this won the Spiel des Jahres in 2002, but it was a little bit controversial, to say the least. So what don't we like about Villa Paletti? So the first thing that we do not like about Villa Paletti is that the pieces tend to get a little bit warped. And what that means is that when you place the pieces onto the board, you might have gaps underneath the pieces, and some of these pieces don't touch. So all you've got to do is just reach under and then grab it and pull it out. So the production quality of this leaves a lot to be desired. Like for instance, this piece here was warped out of the box. So it doesn't render the game unplayable, but it does mean that sometimes the pieces that you put on the board are just too easy to pull out, right? So the next thing that we don't like about Villa Paletti is the fact that it only plays up to 4 players. And that is an absolute tragedy, because these are the sort of games that you want to play with 6 players at the very least, maybe 8 players. And I don't even think you can go and buy another set and add this in. So we've tried all different ways to try and increase the player count, like play in teams or have 2 games going on at once, and it doesn't work. And it's a real shame that they didn't release a more varied multiplayer version of this. And I think it's never going to happen, because obviously it's 17 years old as it is. So that's one of the real major flaws about Villa Paletti, is it only plays out of 4 players, and we want to play this at parties. We need to get more players into this game. So to summarise, is Villa Paletti worth playing today and in the future? So we're going to say yes, we love this. We love this game. There's a few flaws with it. Obviously, the player count is a bit of a downer. We do want to play this with more players. That's been one of the nagging things for the last 17 years about this game. But that being said, it's still a wonderful party game. The only way around the player count thing is to sort of take turns and maybe sort of have an elimination sort of tournament or something like that. Yeah, we know it's a bit geeky, but so what? Playing board games here, aren't we? We're not like rewriting the Constitution, are we? Yeah, we're gonna give this game maybe 4 out of 5. It looks really nice, it plays really nice, but it does have a few flaws. And that master builder tile can be a tad confusing, right? Yeah, so that's Villa Paletti. I'd definitely recommend going to pick this up. It's cheap enough. You can pick it up on Amazon for a couple of quid. Remember, if you are new here, then please consider subscribing to the channel for more of this nonsense, more of this junk, and we'll see you next time.